One example of how gene-environment interaction research is influencing our understanding of risk and resilience is the theory of differential susceptibility put forward by Jay Belsky and Michael Ploos. They noted, as has also been seen in clinical and research practice, that children experiencing the same risks and the same environmental stressors were having differential outcomes. They queried whether the diathesis stress model could adequately explain these variations. Let's take a short detour now to look at the diathesis stress model. Prenatal and genetic risks or individual factors are included on this diathesis axis, while stresses or environmental influences are captured on this axis. This is a classic model and has helped to inform many theories in clinical psychology. It underpins political agendas around resourcing interventions in the early years of a child's life. It is, however, in its simple format here, problematic. It gives the impression that stresses affect an individual in a cumulative fashion, ignoring the effects of timing and development, the nature of stresses, or concurrent resilience factors. As people have differential outcomes, it implies that the risk element is something of an unknown X factor. The model focuses on negative outcomes, ignoring the moderating effect of positive influences. Belsky and Ploos noted that what was additionally missing from this model was a recognition of the role of individual plasticity. Time for another short detour. Plasticity is a term used to describe the ability of the brain and its biobehavioural network to respond to new information. Infants have high plasticity in order to accommodate new learning and develop rapidly. As we get older, plasticity diminishes. An example of this is the capacity of a 5-year-old versus a 55-year-old to learn a new language. For the 5-year-old, this is an easy task, with learning happening almost unconsciously. For the 55-year-old, acquisition of a new language will be possible but challenging, even with very deliberate learning. The 55-year-old can comfort themselves with the knowledge that they have more wisdom, experience, accumulated knowledge, and are reliably continent compared to the 5-year-old, but their brain no longer has the plasticity to easily and intuitively take on new learning. When we include the concept of plasticity in our understanding of risk and resilience, we make some interesting new discoveries. It also teaches us the importance of thinking about positive and negative influences and outcomes together. So, if we imagine our child who's experienced some significant adversity and yet appears to be coping, we describe them as resilient. And indeed, they don't suffer a catastrophic fall in the face of their difficulties, but instead manage to maintain a reasonably even keel, perhaps even managing to make some slow progress along normative developmental lines. This child's ability to resist the worst effects of a negative environment protects them. However, it also means that they don't get the full benefit of a positive environment. In contrast, some children don't fare so well. In the face of adversity, they have catastrophic outcomes. These children are described as non-resilient. However, an important detail is being missed here. These children are showing plasticity in their development. In the face of a negative environment, their outcomes are poor, so they're susceptible to the influences around them. What this also means that if we give these children a positive environment with good resources, they have the potential for a favourable outcome. So, what puts them at risk of an adverse outcome also gives them the opportunity of an incredibly positive outcome. And they might actually even achieve more than those children who traditionally we've labelled as resilient.